Hi there everybody, I'm Roslyn and welcome to my new Let's Play series for League of Thieves. This is a Usborne adventure game book and it is written by Sarah Crofton and W.J. Tattersdell. It's been illustrated by Tom Knight and I just want to say the illustrations look gorgeous. Well done, Tom. You done well. So, oh, except the cover illustration, which, strangely, even though it says underneath it that illustrated by Tom Knight, that applies to the rest of the book. This particular one is by Christopher Park, who also did very well. It is a very nice cover. So I'm going to do just an introduction. It should be comparatively short. I'll say this book was made in 2003, so it's quite modern, unlike the other books I've been playing so far. And possibly because of that, the explanation seems quite evolved and user-friendly and accessible, compared to some of the older tomes I have been looking at. It's to be expected. Everybody learning how to be better writers over time, maybe, is just as a whole. So I will read the blurb, and there doesn't seem to be anything at the back that goes along with the intro. So I will then flip to the front where we get a little quote saying, "Be swift, be silent, beware." Very, very ominous. And I will read out. It's got a little bit of narrative text at the start. Lovely. Do like that. A little bit of Lord's cheeky, a little bit of flavour there. And then the how to play section, which is in little bite-sized sections, and then we've got an explanation of the combat there, and then a little comment that there are picture puzzles and how they work. Lovely picture of a lighthouse, stunningly gorgeous illustrated logbook, also known as a character sheet. Picture of an assassin swinging about on a rope, and then we crack on right into the adventure. So yeah, a nice, easy, jump right in type of rule system from the looks of it. Absolutely love that. Is it the same with all of the books? I don't know. I do have 3 of them, so I hope so. I guess we'll see. But it's pretty simple anyway. If it is different, it's not a big deal. And so I will just get on with this, shall I? Yeah, it's what we're here for, eh? I should crack on. I should stop piffling and get on with it. No, you're right. It's no. Okay, so the blurb says, League of Thieves. Among the shadowy alleys and moonlit rooftops of Morristown, a mysterious enemy has kidnapped your friend, and the only person who can rescue him is you! In this magically illustrated adventure, every choice is yours, and your survival depends on the decisions you make. Who to fight? Who to trust? In a book where nothing is as it seems, even the pictures hold secrets that must be unlocked. And I'm wondering, is this got something going on with the pictures? Because it had picture puzzles, did it say? Yeah, okay. Interesting. So, I want to find out what they mean by this. Interesting. Already a bit of intrigue created by their blurb. Maybe they're doing something new. Interesting. So, turning to the front now, we get, oh, a beautiful illustration to kick off actually before, oh my goodness, it's a lot bigger than a little bit unwieldy compared to the little books I've been having. It's okay. There you go. Absolutely gorgeous picture of birds at night. Oh, and the little people scuttling along the rooftop. Oh my days, I didn't even notice them before. Climbing up the bell tower. Anyway, brilliant. Morrowstone, one of the richest place in the land. Pretty sure they mean places, but never mind. One of the richest place in the land. This fair city on the banks of the river Lutz has fallen on hard times. Shops lie empty, roofs have caved in, and the streets are stalked by swindlers, rowdy gangs, and thieves. It's no good, is it? One of those thieves, though, is you. As a member of the secret society known as the League, you've sworn to steal only to help the needy, and there's no shortage of those in this town. No shortage of loot either, if you know where to look. But one night, during what should be a routine job, your world is turned upside down, and a new enemy threatens you, the League, and even the city itself. Quite imposing. From this point onwards, you are in control of an epic adventure. Every choice is yours, and your survival depends upon the decisions you make. There are battles to fight and picture clues to unravel as you pull off the ultimate robbery, or meet a grisly end. Ha ha. I see, I see. So, that being the case, I'd better learn how to play. Fortunately, they've set me up with a how to play section. Very kind of them. Okay, so this book is split into numbered entries. At the end of most entries, you'll be presented with a choice about what to do next. When you've made your choice, turn to that entry. Your adventure begins at entry 1, but after this, it will proceed in the order determined by your choices. You know the deal, guys. It's a game book. Oh, whatever. It's fine. I know you have to explain this to normal people. It's good they do it each time. Logbook. Turn to the end of these instruction pages to see your logbook. This is where you'll keep track of all the relevant details of your quest. It's split into the sections detailed below, and you'll need a pencil to keep them all up to date. Life points. You start with 12 life points, but you lose points if you're hurt. If you drop to 0 at any point, you die immediately and the game ends. At various points, you'll be able to heal yourself and regain lost life points. But you can never have more than 12 in total, and this is in bold, so this is emphasised under no circumstances. You hear me? Each time you gain or lose life points, update the number in your logbook. Will do. Abilities. You have 3 abilities: agility, stealth, and lockpicking. Nice thiefy skills, good. Each reflects an aspect of your thief's training. So agility might help you dodge arrows, and stealth may let you move more quietly. Lockpicking, it's not just for locks. It will come in handy in any situation where you need nimble fingers. Versatile. Your starting level for each ability is 3 points. Before you start the game, add 1 point to the ability of your choice. Alright, so out of those 3, you'll have 2 at 3, level 3, and 1 at level 4. Okay. At various moments in your quest, you will gain more ability points. Sometimes you can choose which ability to upgrade, and at others the text will specify. Remember to update your logbook whenever an ability level changes. Interesting. I think if I was being a thief, would I want to be more agile, more stealthy? Would I want to... Maybe lockpicking's good, especially if it's adaptable. I'll have a think. I'll have to think. They all sound so good. They all sound so good. Would I rather be clumsy? If I imagine the opposite, would I rather be have to put up with being clumsy, or would I want to put up with being just like a bull in a china shop everywhere I go, or don't want to just have like can't do anything with my hands, can't open a door. I mean, all those seem key to being a thief. What an interesting choice already. Okay, cool. Nice simple one, but still, I need to have a think about that. I don't have to decide now, because I'm not going to. Items. You will both pick up and lose items on your adventure. Remember to write down any item that you pick up in your logbook and delete it if you're instructed to do so. Many items can help you in some way, and a few can make life harder. But you should also remember that you're a thief, and most things do have a cash value. If you make it to the end of the adventure, you'll have an opportunity to sell all the treasure you found to help those in need. And we get this. Try and get this turned round. Okay, here we go. Like that. A lovely picture of some loot in a bag just spilling on out there. It looks so desirable. And all scrolling back there too. Juicy. Could be something sweet. Maybe magical. Anyway, I'll stop muttering. Right, I'm just muttering. Right, okay. Loot. Notes. During your quest, you'll see and learn things that could be useful later on. It might be a small detail or an entry number you want to refer back to. You can jot these down in the notes section of your logbook. So then we have a section about combat, but first I will read out the picture puzzles section. And I may as well do the quick links section, just because they're two short sections and it seems like we've got a bunch of general sections. And then the combat to wind up would be a good format, I think. So picture puzzles, there are 12 picture puzzles. Oh, in the whole book I think they mean, because they say which ones you encounter will depend on the choices you make on your journey. If you solve a puzzle correctly, it will reveal an entry number to turn to. If you can't solve the puzzle, you'll usually be given a different entry number. But don't give up too soon, or your quest could come to an unhappy end. I see. Well, I better do those then. Whew. Okay, Usborne quick links as well. If you don't have 2 dice for the combat, you can use an online dice roller instead. For links to an online dice roller, and also to print out extra copies of the logbook, go to usborne.com, usborne.com/quick links with a capital Q, everything else lowercase, and enter League of Thieves, capital L, capital T, everything else lowercase. And they do have as well, and I will hold it up in case you can actually get it off the video. I'll try and get it flat. Do we have, is this a yes? I can't tell. Maybe. Because they do have a QR code, which saves you typing quite a lot of that, I would think. And finally, we're on to combat. As a member of the League of Thieves, you've learned to stay in the shadows wherever possible. However, there are situations where you can't avoid a fight. You fight by rolling 2 dice. Here's an example of what you'll see before combat starts, and it's got a whole illustration that I can't explain, with Training Master at the top and rounds 5 on the left and damage 3 on the right, and then below that 5 skulls, and you and how many hearts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this must be my life total, of course, because it's 12 and it said we had 12 life points. And it's probably about to tell us this. It occurs to me, now that I've tried to work it out without even reading. I'll carry on, shall I? The skulls are your opponent's combat points. Okay. The aim is to cross them all out, and you must do this within a certain number of rounds. 1 skull is 1 combat point. the number of rounds you have to defeat your opponent. Oh, right, the rounds are shown to the left beneath the opponent's name. So where it said rounds 5, we have 5 rounds to cross out all 5 of these skulls, because the training master is probably quite tough, I'd guess. I'd guess 5 is probably quite tough. And so he has 5 combat points. Brilliant. That's straightforward. At the start of each round, you decide how strong an attack to launch against your opponent. And you do this before rolling by choosing from 2 options. 1, roll 7 or more, and your opponent loses 1 combat point. Or you can pick instead, roll 9 or more for a riskier gamble, but a better payoff, because the opponent then loses 3 combat points, instead of 1. You know what I'm talking about. That's the good stuff. You'd be wanting that happen, I would think. 3 combat points. That's a hefty critical slap. So, once you've chosen between the 2 options given there, you roll 2 dice. Remember, if you choose to roll for 7 or more, but you actually roll a 10, you still only score the points for 7 or more. Because that's how this gamble works. Good to get it clarified, though. The more combat points you aim for, the lower your chances of success. But you only have a limited number of rounds in which to cross out all of your opponent's combat points. Oh, it's got a push your luck dynamic as a key part of the battle gameplay. How interesting. So, if you fail to get them all crossed out before the rounds end, you must turn to the defeat entry. Remember though, defeat doesn't necessarily mean death. Okay. So you can fail combat. But I guess depending who it is, they may not actually run you through. You might be caught or told off or something. I don't know. I think that's what it's saying though, right? Because often it's like, oh, you're defeated in combat, you die now, kind of thing. I think this one's taking a more nuanced approach to it, maybe. And that is cool if they are. Okay. Every time you fail to match your chosen roll, you must cross out 1 or more of your life points. These are the hearts beneath your heading. 1 heart is 1 life point. To find out how many to cross out, look at your opponent's damage rating. Which is shown to the right beneath their name. So you'll remember how I said there was a random thing saying damage in 3? Underneath where it said training master, over there on the right I said, this guy does 3 damage each slap, it looks like. Wow. So he does me 4 hits and I die. Wow. If your life points are reduced to 0 at any point, you are dead. And your adventure's over. Yeah, they're not mucking about there. Okay, before the fight starts, check your logbook to see how many life points you have. Then turn back to the combat entry and cross out any hearts needed to show the correct amount. Oh, I see. They've got one of these illustration things marked for each fight, so that if you do play it with a soft pencil or something, you can rub it out as you go. Oh, that's cool. And then you've got the logbook at the back, and so you would match the fight illustration to what you have logged as your actual health. Cool. You cross out any hearts needed to show the correct amount once the fight is over. Update your logbook if you have lost any life points. If you're fighting more than one opponent, you must choose which opponent you want to attack before every roll. You don't have to defeat one opponent before moving on to the next, but you must defeat all of your opponents before returning to the victory entry. Yeah, I would think so. And then it says, for a step-by-step example of how combat works, turn to the back of the book. But I wasn't going to do that now. And that is the end of the intro, we get this lovely picture of a lighthouse night scene. Such nice illustrations. Oh, I'm going to show you the logbook before I go, actually, because this is an actual work of art. Wow. Huh? I love that. I'm sure a lot of the detail isn't going to come up on the camera, but I mean, if you could see it in person, it is lovely. It's such a nice looking, well, logbook, but character sheet. Gorgeous. And then we get this guy swinging on a rope, just hanging out. There we go, or she. Might not be a guy. Can't really tell with that all on. Is it even a person? Could be three owls pretending, haven't a clue. Anyway, that's really all I've got to say about this. And in my next episode, I shall be launching straight into a boisterous, or will it be boisterous? Maybe it's sneaky. I don't know. I don't know what kind of book, what kind of approach I'll be taking to being probably sneakier rather than boisterous, but I'm sure it will be fun. Please click like if you have liked this video, and I will say bye for now. I've had a great time telling you about this book, and I look forward to playing it. Bye bye for now. I hope to see you again.